morning. Welcome to Trading Hour. I'm Reema Tendulkar with Mia Surbi Upadhyay and Pavitra Parekh. As always, good morning, girls. What we want today is a follow-on rally, right? Yesterday was a good session for our markets. The benchmark indices ended with a gain of 1%, but today we are flat. The good part is the Nifty opened below that 17,900 mark. There was a dip in the first 15 minutes of trade, and since then there has been some buying interest. So we are flat right now, but we're off about 65 points from the day's low. The mid-cap and the small-cap index, these two indices were under pressure for the last two trading sessions, but they're outperforming relatively. So the mid-cap index is up close to about 0.3%. Once again, it's the large cap and select large caps which are contributing to the gains today. So Reliance Industries is firing strong for the second day in a row. Apollo Hospitals, prima facie, the numbers look muted. Margins were under pressure, but the stock is actually the top Nifty gainer now, 3.5% higher on that. Eicher Motors slipped yesterday because margins declined for the second consecutive quarter, but the street has now taken it in its stride, and Eicher Motors too has rallied close to about 3.5%. And Adani Group stocks, Enterprises and ports, both in the Nifty, are up and about. In fact, make it to the top 5 or 6 Nifty gainers today. So flat on the benchmark indices, but we're going to take that green in the broader markets finally, right?
Yeah, Reema, I completely take your point. No, we wanted to see that big follow-on day. The question is whether we get what we want. And I guess in the context of what global markets have been doing, this is not that bad, because if you look at the Asian screens, Asian markets have been down between 1 and 1.5%. The Kospi, the Hang Seng, a lot of those indices are trending lower, and that's because of that inflation number that we got in the US overnight. So that continues to be a little bit of a worry spot. So overall markets are kind of taking it easy around the world as the inflation, the bond conversation, the US 10-year has been the one in focus. But the Nifty for the time being absolutely at the flat line, very indecisive, but we've recovered from the lows of the day. And Pavitra, as Reema also said, I think that's, you have some very interesting movers, like look at Torrent Power in the market today. Some of these interesting result reactions, that's where the buyers are going. It's not about the headline index, at least as of now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there is a lot of action going on beneath the surface, right? So you mentioned Torrent, but you have something like a Borosil, you have Bharat Forge, all of these seeing, outsized moves based on their results. In terms of sectoral indices, you're seeing the metals pack do well today, and real estate. Real estate, of course, was down sharply yesterday, but those sectors really coming back. So some of the larger names will be up for you. Tata Steel, JSW, JSPL, these are some of the relatively better performers. A lot happening in the real estate space. So take a look at Prestige Estates. That one is up sharply. You have Indiabulls Real Estate, Godrej Properties. There you have it. Indiabulls Real Estate is up almost 5% in this pretty subdued looking market right now. So that's what's happening over here. Reliance has been a big supporter over the past few days. For the week, it is up around 3.7%. So that seems to have really come back, and that is helping. On the downside, there are a lot of pharma names. In addition to the large ones like Sun, Cipla, DRL, there are a lot of the smaller names as well, which are under sharp pressure. So something like a Glenmark Life, you have Supriya Life Sciences, which is seeing a sharp cut coming through, even something like a Shilpa Medicare. So there is a lot of pressure there, and we have been talking about, pharma earnings really not being quite disappointing. So that space definitely continues to be in focus. So that's what's going on with the markets. But let me run you through everything that we have lined up for you over the next 1 hour today. Key indices trade flat while the mid-caps outperform today. We'll discuss the way forward for the market with Devang Mehta of Centrum Wealth Management. From the earnings corner, the managements of MapMyIndia and HEG will be joining us to discuss their Q3 numbers. And staying with earnings, the focus will be on packaging companies because a whole host of stocks are under pressure post their quarterly results. A quick roundup coming up later on the show. So all of this and lots more lined up for you on Trading Hour over the next 60 minutes.
Let's kickstart the show with the first corporate, and that is Map.